This is Andy Purewal for ID Boxing, and I'm here in Bilston, joined by Commonwealth Games super heavyweight gold medalist Delicious Orie. DJ, congratulations on your success this past weekend. How does it feel to have picked up that gold medal?
I can't put it into words. I've been dreaming about this moment for so long, and when my hands was raised in the finals, I was like, this is like it's like a dream come true. 3 4 years when I found out that Birmingham was hosting the games, I thought this is my calling. I need to do this. I need to compete. I will represent, and that's exactly what we went out there to do.
You turned over, well, I say turned over, you started boxing rather at such a late age to go on to achieve what you have in such a short space of time. Does it surprise you yourself when you kind of think about the journey you've had?
I started boxing 18, late 18, and then my first bout was when I was 19 years old. Before, I've never even walked into a boxing gym, never been into a boxing gym or anything like that. But before I ever walked into one, I just knew like this is something I'm gonna do properly as a career. And when I walked in, I started to when you go to spar and you could, when you get punched in the face for the first time, that's not a nice feeling. Uh, the smell of the gloves, that was a new experience for me. The smell of the gym, that grimy smell. But all these things, I just thought that was something I'm going to get used to for the next 10, 15 years. And I loved the sport from the start. And so, in a way, I'm, I won't say I'm surprised because I've always sort of, I've put that target in my mind. And it started off with being a national champion. As soon as that ticked that off, I was like, all right, the next thing is the Commonwealth Games. There's little steps, obviously, to get there, but I made sure to tick the box and get there.
Coming on to the Commonwealth Games this past weekend, Delicious, I say this past weekend when they finished this past weekend when you collected that gold medal. Just walk me through from the beginning onwards, obviously going into the village for the first time, seeing all the other athletes, competitors across the different sports which were being put on. What was that feeling like of being in amongst so many talented people?
You know, it was a mixture of positive emotions. First of all, it was a because I'm used to traveling and going across Europe to compete, for example, or to have sparring camps and stuff like that. So like sometimes I'll lay in bed and I'm like, I'm in Birmingham. My house is 25 minutes away from here, and I'm gonna compete here. So sometimes that'll hit me. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. That's crazy. I'm at home still. Um, Seeing all the other sports and the other athletes as well. What it was is like Team England. The support system of Team England is amazing. It really is. It's great. So that gave me a sense of pride and like further belief in the team and myself.
How much did you take away from the comfort of knowing you was only around the corner from your home?
Like yeah, it made me feel at ease. It made me feel more comfortable and at home, knowing that my friends and family are going to watch. It was weird. Like I would go out when I go out to compete. I would look on the crowd and I'll see a lot of familiar faces, and made me feel at ease, a lot more at ease. So that's one of the biggest thing I'll take away from the games.
And just walk me through your tournament, Delicious. How would you assess everything leading up to the final? I've managed to obviously watch your semis and your finals. Missed anything before that?
So the draw for me was done the week before, and it was done on the Wednesday, and I found out that I won't be boxing until the week after. A lot of my boxing mates at Team England, they would have obviously boxed earlier, so I went out there and watched them, and it was a little bit frustrating because I wanted to get out there and I wanted to compete. So basically, I had to go sort of back into training a little bit in the gym, and ticking over that way, and but seeing and supporting the other boxers at Team England was amazing. So the wait was long. I was getting a bit agitated, and I just wanted to go out there and compete. But to be honest, it started to speed up after a little bit, and we got there in the end. And so my first bout was on the Thursday, and then we got the ball rolling, and it just the day just sped up.
When you get the boys through the initial rounds, Delicious, what goes through your mind? is it something you're comfortable with, or would you rather just be able to get out there and get sharp, get a feel for the ring, for the surroundings? Because the further you go in the competition, the more pressure that obviously builds around it. At least you would have more comfort in the scenario.
Yeah, when I first found out the draw, I would have preferred to obviously compete earlier. I really would have. But I always thought to myself, this is the sport. This is what I'm involved in, and I need to deal with the pressure and the mental side of things. That's just how it is. So I accepted it, and we just moved on.
The final, obviously losing the first round, but then coming back to win the final too. At the end of that first round, what was going through your mind when you'd found out that you had lost that?
Yeah, so I remember sitting in a corner. I thought it was a 50. I thought I'd give him a good fight the first round. I thought I could have gone either way, to be honest. Sat in the corner. Coaches told me, look, you're down. All five judges, you're down. So I felt the pressure. I felt a little bit of pressure. I thought, okay, second round, I'm gonna have to go out there and I'm gonna go and turn the tables, and that's exactly what I did. And to be honest with you, the crowd just they helped me out so much during that fight. That's a feeling I'll never forget, because it was just all behind me. Everyone in that arena wanted me to win, and I thought to myself, "There's no way I'm stepping between those ropes at the end of the competition with a silver medal." I was like, "Nah, I'm getting that gold medal."
The final round, obviously, when you've both picked up a round each, which one do you think had more pressure on yourself? Did you feel like it was that one because it was the final round of a tournament? Was it the one before where you knew you needed to win to still have a chance on winning on the cards if it had gone that far? Which was that the one which had the most pressure for you?
I think the pressure was sustained. Super heavyweight boxers, all it takes is one punch. That's all it takes. You can be winning for however many rounds. You get hit with one good shot and it's game over. So the pressure was sustained. I knew that I had to maintain what I did in the second, and that's exactly what I did. I made sure not to do anything stupid or fall in or anything like that, and give him that opportunity to score a big shot.
And that momentous occasion when you have that gold medal put around your neck, Delicious, just walk me through kind of your emotions, and well, not just that, just when the fight's over and you hear your name announced as the winner.
Yeah, it was very emotional. It's because that moment where I was waiting for my hand to be raised up is a moment I've manifested for so many years, like many years. As soon as I found out that Birmingham was hosting the games, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I pictured this every day. I wake up in the morning. I went out for them five o'clock runs and training 3 times a day. And when it got hard, I will remember to put myself in that position where my hands are getting raised in the finals and winning that gold medal. So when it happened in reality, it was like just a crash of emotions, and I was tearing up a little bit, and I thought, this is it. Like, I've done it. Like, this is one of the things that I'm able to tick off the list of my journey in my boxing career.
DJ, when people think of the British heavyweights that have come through the system, we've always been able to have kind of world champions going on for years now. But certainly over this last decade, you have Anthony Joshua, Joyce, Frazer Clarke, and now yourself. It's kind of the baton is being passed on. Given the success you've just had this past weekend, how do you feel like your life has changed, if at all? And do you feel like people are starting to kind of make those comparisons and seeing parts of those guys and what they achieved potentially coming out of you in the future?
For me, not everything's the way everything's the same for me. Nothing's really changed in terms of my mindset. It's still exactly the same. I still have the same goals, which is to be a world champion. I started boxing with that goal of being a world champion. So, we've got the Commonwealth Games. We've got a medal at the Commonwealth Games, and we're just going to move on to the next thing. And in a way, I love the fact that my name's mentioned amongst these names. Frazer Clarke, Joyce's AJ, because that's the league I want to be on. I want to be surrounded by these guys. I want to be compared to these guys because this is my aim. This is what I want to do. This is my career. So it goes to show that I'm doing something right. I'm doing in this boxing game.
How many people since Sunday have you had kind of reaching out, maybe seeing if you fancy turning into the pros a little bit sooner than what you might have imagined?
To be honest with you, I haven't really been bothered too much about the admin side of things at the moment. I'm just having a good time celebrating that gold medal. Um, but for me, I'm going to the Olympics. I'm staying. Uh, I want to win that gold medal for Team GB. That's what I want to do, and I've experienced the support from Team England, from England for Team England, and I thought I'm just kind of like addicted to this feeling. I want to do it again. I want to do it all over again, and 2 years are going to fly by. I also started in the game quite late. 18 years old. First match about when I was 19 years old. So I'm aware that with boxing you can't rush boxing. It takes time, and I'm invested in the long run. I want to go all the way. I'm not going to be some mediocre professional heavyweight boxer. I'm not going. It's not going to happen. I'd rather do something else. So in order for me to do that, I've got to go and push my limits. I'm going all the way in the Olympics, and then I'll do the same thing in the professional game.
How many of those guys that we just touched on, the AJs, the Frazer Clarks, the Joe Joyces, amongst others, have reached out to you since Sunday just to kind of congratulate you, maybe just give you a bit of advice as to what to expect moving forward?
Well, me and Frazer Clarke, we go way back. I'm just joking. We don't go way back, but no, me and look, Frazer has helped me so much throughout my boxing journey so far. Even up to when he was going into Olympics, the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, it was like a year or two before that. Me and him were sparring non-stop. We shared we live in the same house, and naturally, he would share his experiences with me and just give me some brilliant advice, which I know I will take on for the next 2 years, and beyond after the Olympics. Um, Anthony Joshua as well, massive, great inspiration. These guys, they've been there, they've done that, they've made me believe it's possible. I'm going to do the same thing when I pass the baton on in 2 years or whatever to the next young kid that wants to, that's going to achieve these things, and that's what this is all about. It's about just passing it on and doing great things to inspire the nation.
Have you seen or had people kind of come to you and say, young children or maybe teenagers say, what you've just achieved, I want to go and do myself, and people who want to go into boxing now because of the success you've had?
Yes, I've had it many, many times. I try to go out to schools and speak to the younger generation and make them aware that it's very much possible to achieve these things. And I've had kids come up to me and say, look, you've inspired me to walk into a boxing gym and give it a go and try it out. I say it doesn't have to be competitive reasons. It could be just going out to the gym. It's not just the competition side of things, but it's the physicals, the mental well-being. Boxing gyms like a family, and it can really help. It can really help the situation the kid, whatever situation the kid's in. So for me, it's all about that pushing up that message, and it keeps me going. Knowing seeing a kid come up to me and tell me they're inspired by my story makes me very, very happy.
DJ, just before I let you go, I just want to get your thoughts on kind of some up and coming fights. I'm sure you'll be tuning in next weekend. We have a big one. Alexander Usyk and a man we just spoke about, Anthony Joshua, their rematch out in Saudi. As it's drawn ever nearer, what is your take? What are your thoughts?
I am very much looking forward to seeing Anthony Joshua and Usyk fight. Um, I hope Anthony Joshua wins because we need those belts back in the UK. There's nothing better than the UK and English fans. We make boxing. In my opinion, I think we're the best fans in the world, and we need those belts back to get the hype, to help get the hype going, make the fights that was going to happen after this. If AJ wins, it's just honestly. So fingers crossed it happens. That's what I want.
How much different of an approach do you expect to see from Anthony, and what does he have to do to be successful this time around?
Look, I'm no pro coach. I'm no pro boxer either. I've never done 12 rounds with a Olympic, um, like a really good boxer like Usyk. So I can't be sitting here saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this," or "I'd rather do this." But if I had to say, I would say Anthony Joshua, and I've been seeing this quite a bit on social media. Actually, is Anthony Joshua basically putting a little bit more pressure on Usyk and using his weight to dominate. Usyk is the smaller man, so if he can just dominate, add a little bit more pressure and a bit more venom, he could really just get it. So, but we'll see what happens. Either way, it's going to be a fight that everyone's going to be looking forward to watch, and let's hope he brings it back.
Just final one on that. Obviously, you train and work alongside Rob McCracken, AJ's former coach. He's recently brought in Robert Gossie, obviously left Rob. What do you make of kind of that dynamic?
Look, for me, it's like I can't really say what AJ should be doing or shouldn't be doing. He's going through his own things, and he might think that it's the right call or the right decision. Me personally, if I was in AJ's shoes, if I was Anthony Joshua, if I was Delicious Orie in Anthony Joshua's shoes, I would be sticking with Rob McCracken. I think he's the man that would has took me to a world champion in the first place, and will keep me there. So if I was AJ, I would have stayed. But I don't know what he's going through, and decisions that he's decided to make. He's a full-grown man, and I'm sure that he knows what he's talking, he's thinking and he's talking about. So, yeah.
Another big fight on the horizon is Joyce and Joseph-Parker. Again, DJ, what's your take on that?
That's going to be another good fight. A good fight for the British fans, because they love them both. Joseph-Parker and Joyce. They're great heavyweight British boxers. So that'll be another good fight to watch. Yeah.
Who do you edge towards?
Who do you think I'll win? Who do you think wins? I haven't sparred neither of them, so I don't really know what their punches feel like. If I had to put on money on it, I'd say Joyce. I'd say Joyce takes it. I've been told countless times, by, for example, Frazer Clarke, who's boxed him countless times and sparred him, that he's just he really is like a juggernaut. It just doesn't stop coming, keeps coming forward and forward. And in a 12-round fight, that's very dangerous. So hopefully one day I get to get some work of him. But I think he will just slightly get the upper hand on Joseph-Parker.
Before I let you go, how are you going to celebrate even more so your victory from Sunday?
I'm just going to chill out with my family. I'm quite a boring guy, so I'll probably just read a book, chill out with my family, and then we're going to plan the strategy for the next big thing. So we've got the World Championships next year. We've got the European Games. We've got to qualify for the Olympics, and that's what I've got my eyes on. So that's what we're doing.
Right, DJ, well, we'll obviously leave it there, and I'll leave you to get back to your family, and I'll head back to the other side of Birmingham myself. I appreciate you allowing me to come over to do this interview, though. Again, congratulations from Sunday, and thanks for speaking to me and ID Boxing.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.